What's going on, guys? Today we're going to talk about more bases of Wing Chun. Get the education out there. People are talking about why two hands again. Again, here we're starting to deal with another subject like people try to change the subject. Here we go through many different forms of understanding of how not to change traditional Wing Chun and how that carries on through everything. Understanding regular Wing Chun and Shaolin Wing Chun. Understanding different systems like the TK3 system like Master Wong's or the CRCA system from Williams. It's a lot of good stuff out there that a lot of people don't get close combat style that Randy Williams brings out. But then again, when you have that much information, automatically and you try to question people in the idea of what do you know in Wing Chun, well, the main thing we've got to realize is obviously we have our hands on a Sim Lao Tao, we have our hands on a Chum Cow in a Baiji form made by Randy Williams himself. So obviously I know all three forms and where I need to know it at. Even so, it's easy to get your hands on the Master Wong system. It's up on YouTube too, but I'm not posting it up on here. And you can just take the classes or rent the videos and understand whatever he's selling there on his own little app. But when we're talking about these things, right, maybe like, you know, let's talk about fook, yin. I think that's what it is, using one hand to block and, you know, block again. More basically, the idea is why use two hands, why Gansao, why Kansao, and why Jitsu, and why Fuxu. Why do any of these things? Why? I don't know. Does anyone ever think that we're just trying to disregard hands that could come in at any time in any form? Is it us just to say that we're just going to sit there and be a one-man fighter? Of course, we can do that. But does the fight always experience that much extent? Of course, when we start thinking about the balance of things, where they're saying, well, you're still using two hands, but why do you use two hands? And I go through the explanation about bracing your Tansao, bracing your Paksals, because some people are stronger, right? Of course, people can be. You know how to go with the flow, how to just turn from it and throw the fist down, because they're stronger than you. And there's no reason trying to put everything here into a complete strong punch, so you're going to step over and make sure you go this way. A lot of times, that becomes your leverage, your ability in a fight. But you got so many different teachings, so many different things. You know, this is where you start learning. Well, yeah, people learn this 5 years here, then go train here 12 years. They always keep their lives in martial art places, but they train in different places, learn different things. Good stuff. You know, understanding that there's so much that can come at hand in a real fight that, well, of course, there are the cross hands. And of course, if I take a hit in my style of fighting, this is your 70-30, of course. You understand this is Wing Chun right here. They keep on saying this ain't Wing Chun. I'm thinking to myself, how is this not Wing Chun? I'm using my 70-30. I'm twisting here, and I go with the flow this way. I can turn him here easily. You're still thinking, well, you're using both hands. What if he just comes at you with the punch? Well, I'm surely enough knowing if that happens, I can easily go right here and quickly twist again with a little bit more speed. And you still think to yourself, can that happen? That has to be impossible. There's no way. It's very possible. How quickly you can twist and twist again. How quickly it takes to use your motions in a fight. How quickly you take two hands and quickly just come about and defend yourself. So many different projects out there trying to destroy the idea of what I'm doing. Yeah, I'm a little ahead of my game right here, being on the internet, but I have a system, I have a project, I have a form, I have a style that I'm giving away for free right now. And I'm establishing myself that I created and adopted and manipulated these hands in which I've chosen a part of my own Sim Lao Tao. And that's the main thing people don't get, is that I'm building myself up right now, and I'm as certified as I need to be doing what I'm doing, and will be doing, and always going to be doing. When the time comes about, you're always going to know, I have that much reinsurance. And that's good, even on a piece of paper where people see I can train all martial arts. And they're like, wow, but you didn't train with Samuel Wolf, did you? You didn't train with Master Wong, did you? You didn't train with this guy or that guy who's connected to all these other teachers. No, not yet, but I'm certified to teach you. I've been able to certify to teach you. I've been able to share with you in such an educational way, but maybe one day I'll go train with this person one day. Maybe they'll come to my gym. Maybe I'll pay him some money, and we'll hang out because that's what people want. They want you to pay them money for private lessons to be under their training sessions and be a part of their connection, so you can sit there and say, yeah, I trained with that guy. I trained for him with a few years, and yeah, that's basically it. Yeah, I know his Wing Chun too. You know, obviously a lot of people don't get the idea of just being certified, period, in the most part of our martial arts. But as you can see in the background, we're kind of busy back here. Sorry, kiddo's kind of, rampant right now. But good thing is that we're realizing, though, through all this, we deal with a lot of different issues. Of course, you could use one hand to block and then block again. You could do all these good things and work that yet, fook, yin, until whatever you think it is, until it just doesn't work no more, or until it just can't work and you have to use other stuff. But that's the point of adding to your material. See, I add that to my material, of course. It's useful, very useful. Okay, I get that. It's easy to get to. People say, what do you not know about Wing Chun? How hard is it not to know about Wing Chun? It's right there on the internet. It's real easy to get your hands on. And that's all I've done the past maybe 9 months is study Wing Chun, study teachers, study different forms, study different things. Excuse us here. He's a little rowdy, and Mommy's trying to take care of him. But as we make this video, and we do this explanation, so people have that education because they don't want the purpose of that explanation being put out there. Of course not, because it's too much, and they don't like the idea that, yeah, I'm the new guy on the block. Of course, I'm building my own Sim Lao Tao. Yes, I'm building my own Chun Cow. Yes, I'm building my own Baiji. Yes, I've showed you something, but that doesn't officially make that what that is. You know I can do it, though. You know I can do it because Master Wong did it. Of course, if he can do this, I could probably just do this. Who knows what I'll do. But, you get the 8 hands. You get the idea. What can be done in martial arts. How to adapt, how to adopt, how to manipulate, how to continue adding and disregarding what is necessary and what is not. The very fact is we hold that ability constantly throughout Wing Chun. And a lot of these people, they just, I get it. There's a lot of control there. There's a lot of differences. But the main thing I try to get through to people is, yeah, this is Wing Chun. It's going to be Wing Chun, but it's my Wing Chun. It's my mixed martial arts. It's the understanding in which I put together from a philosophy from both sides of JKD and Wing Chun. It's my understanding, not just part of, this mixed martial arts and that mixed martial arts style of fighting, but my mixed martial arts style of fighting. Which, as you can see, everything I've been talking about, judo, jiu-jitsu, coming about in my form, coming about in my style of fighting. Why? Because my ground battle is going to be a lot more different, especially than the CRC system probably. It's going to be a lot more a little something. Might be a little equal to some other styles. Who knows what you're looking at right now, but reality is I'm not wanting to put it on the internet because, it's just how I am right now. But I am wanting to put my hands out there so people know that, yes, this is Wing Chun. That is Wing Chun. That is Wing Chun. Every time I twist and turn and I clap these together, that is Wing Chun. It's just like fooking out there. Just like fooking to the side. Just like jip-saling. It's just the same. You're going to go ahead and say, well, it still don't make no sense. You're still using 2 hands. You could use yet, fook, yin to make that sense. Of course. That's great. But what would make me so different to be my own style of fighter? That's the most important part I'm teaching everyone right now. Yes, there's a lot of resistance and things, but there's so many different teachings, so many different things, and that's the main thing we got to get out there is just getting people understanding. The most important part is there's this, and there's that, and there's that, and there's this. I mean, you can't beat the idea from this school saying, well, it takes 2 years in Sim Lao Tao, 3 years in Chun Cow, and 5 years in Baiji to be a complete martial artist, where other people are just like, pay me money, and you spend some time with me maybe for a year or 2 years, and you're a master of everything. Or you go through classes and you spend maybe 12 weeks, or maybe you spend 12 months. Either way, the point is where you get certified, how you get certified, how you get connected, no matter what, as long as you're legal, able to do what you're doing, that's what matters. And if I can sit here and explain all these little details that I'm running into right now about why use 2 hands and this and that, and why the detail of this and that, The reality is right here on my page. Everything I posted from everything I've shared is because I've taken something from that video and I've made it my own. And that's the main important. I try to get y'all out there is to understand the JKD thing I do. Understanding that Wing Chun part. The main understanding is the reality is everything on there has a tidbit, something from your stepping to your punching to your striking to countering to any little thing you can add to what is necessary that you like, and you'll be like, I like that. I want to try and practice that and make that a part of me and make it mine. You should go do that. Don't let no one tell you no different. That's your power. That's why it's up on the internet, because people know they can see it. And you can go and see it and practice it yourself and maybe get into what they do. Maybe go take classes at their schools or take classes, period, at that type of school. Maybe you want to go learn more from them. Maybe you're not getting enough. Maybe you want to do more. That's what Bruce Lee did. Took many different martial arts, added into his own form, into his own style of fighting. The reality is that we have that power. And that's the reality. No matter how you do it, that's your power. But like I said, new hands, yes, these are new hands. I'm setting it out there now before anyone else does it. And they're going to be like, well, why would anyone else do it? Why wouldn't they? Well, I'm glad I'm the only person that had the idea for this idea. Because then, every time you look on the internet and you see my pretty face, I was establishing myself before the public, establishing myself in the Wing Chun community, in the martial arts community, that you knew I was coming about y'all. And I was putting out there what is mine and what is my idea, and how much people don't like it, we get that now too. So, but it is very useful. Like I said, when you think about the whole entire concept of cross hands, you think about the whole entire part of a fist coming at you, and you just snapping right on it as it does, and you feel the flow of that, and you step on back, and then you twist it on down. That power right there, understanding that power, that flow, when you can just flow, have one complete flow and strike right on in there. And you can still use both hands, as I showed you. Yeah, it seems sloppy, of course it is, right? But like I said, you never know who you're going to meet on the streets and how they're going to fight, and you really don't know how it's really going to work against anyone in any hand you're going to use in the first place. That's the reality you need to know too now. No matter what they try to say, their martial arts is perfect. That's not true at all. There's been people who thought their karate was good, great, and they got stabbed and killed in other countries and things. If you've never seen news about martial artists dying because they thought that their martial arts were so much stronger, you still risk a chance in any type of form, style that you learn from in dying. You're not promised tomorrow, and you're not promised to be better than the next man. You're never going to be better than the next man. You're as good as you're going to be. But it's not about winning or losing. It's just about the fight. And that's the reality of it. Because once you're in that fight, you need to deal with that issue the way you need to deal with it in the snap. But if you're just practicing, you're teaching yourself tournament stuff, either way, we know that reality. That's another reality. Different little worlds, different little issues, different little zonings of complete understanding in martial arts that people are so deluded and not willing to understand. And that's why I want to be a teacher, of course, because now I get it. I get the different forms. I get it how people can do Simnao Tao this way and twist the foot. I now get how people can just sit here and do Baiji and Kansao and then go straight up from where normally, you would go from here, from Kansao, and then come around. A lot of different things happen. A lot of different things are shown to understand the movements. That adaptation, that's Samuel Look for you right there. That's the power in this stuff, man. I am not here to misguide no one. And it's all for free, and it's all a build-up. Of course, videos get better. Progress happens. The power's going to happen. The time's going to happen. And it's a slow motion, of course. I got my girl helping me out on this stuff. That's good. That's progress because, back when she probably didn't want to, now she gets it. Now it makes more sense because look at the crowd. The crowd's starting to get stuff even by doing it by myself. She feels more comfortable now actually being a part of this. But that's the reality, though, is that we understand that education of progress, and we're making progress, and progress helps me, giving me more encouragement. That's good. You have more encouragement. But like I said, one of the main things I'm going to tell you right now, you need to train with these hands before you get into any fight, anything like that. You need to understand your top from your bottom. And it's not always going to be, I depend on cross hands. I'm still going to use my kansao. I'm still going to strike down low back just like this, or strike down this way. I'm still going to use mansao. I'm still going to use wusao every inch of the 18 hands when that opportunity comes about. I'm still going to punch like I'm supposed to block. I'm still going to do the things I need to do because that's part of the teachings. That's part of growing into every inch of the power. But I'm not just depending on one little thing. This is just a structure teaching. This is entertainment for us. This is something new for us. This is good for us because it's fresh, it's raw, something you can play with, something you'll have in your own power before other people will. And now you get it that, well, who chi sows and headbutts? Who knows? But if they do, you know how once they drag your hands down here and they come right in at you, you're going to come back and slide right in at them. Pretty simple. Because once they think they got you right here and you can't do this, you can't do that, you slide back and boom. You have that much more power now. That's the idea. It's always adopting. It's always growing. It's always being manipulated. It's always becoming something more. The education of Wing Chun continues growing. The continuing needs of counteraction, the needs of new hands, the needs of new ways and abilities, and more interesting things to do. So don't let no one else tell you no different. That's your power right there. It's what I'm teaching you right now. Other than that, guys, I'm going to get off here. You enjoy yourselves and enjoy those videos no matter how shitty or sloppy they are. It's still progress. It's not about perfection. Adios, guys. Got my kiddo to go take care of.